Hi guys, welcome to the video. So today I got two different tablets together with me. So on the left side we got the Surface Pro 6, the base model of the Surface Pro 6 with the i5 processor of the 8th generation and 128 gigs of SSD. On the right side we got the Pro 5 or the 5th generation of the Surface Pro with 128 gigs as well, but this one here has got the M3 processor of the 7th generation. So before we start this video, I should say that there's also a Pro 6 sold on some different sites like Amazon or so with an M3 processor. But something which you need to know is that the Pro 6 with the M3 processor is 100% the same as the Pro 5 with the M3 processor. So there's no difference. I mean, you should not spend more money to get the Pro 6 with the M3 processor than the Pro 5 with the M3 processor because there's no difference. I mean, Microsoft themselves, they do not even sell a Pro 6 with M3 processor, and the only difference which you will get probably is that you will get the Pro 6 wallpaper on your device, which is, which is a Pro 5 actually. So do not spend extra $100 just for the Pro 6 name. Yeah. So that being said, now let us start with the video. So we are going to compare the Pro 6 with the i5 processor to the Pro 5 with the M3 processor. We can basically say that we are going to compare the Pro 5 base model, Pro 6 base model to the Pro 5 base model. Both of them have got the same amount of storage. This one here has got 8 gigs of RAM and this one here has got half of it. So this one here has only got 4 gigs of RAM, which, you know, is not that much in 2019, to be honest. But we're going to talk about that later on. There are three differences between these two tablets. So the first thing is the LCD panel. So the Pro 5 has got a different LCD panel, and you will also get the same LCD panel if you buy the Pro 6 with the M3 processor. The LCD panel of the Pro 6 is of course a little bit better than the one which we have on the right side here. So what you can see is that the black is a bit better on the Pro 6. So here you can see that the black is a really good black, and the right side here we got a, I don't know, I would say bright black. So it's not 100% black. You can see that the pixels are turned on. You can also, if you turn off the light, you can also see that the pixels are turned on this one here as well, but they are darker. The black is darker on this one here. Of course, it's not as good as on an AMOLED screen, but it's still a really good LCD panel. The white of the Pro, or the white colors of the Pro 5, they are a bit more yellowish compared to the ones which we have on the Pro 6. But all in all, the difference is very, very small. And if you do not use both devices, or if you do not have both devices next to each other, you won't even notice the difference of the LCD panel. Yeah, so this is the difference of the LCD panel. The second difference is the processor, of course, and the third difference is the amount of RAM. So this one here has got 4 gigs of RAM, and this one here has got 8 gigs of RAM, which is, even 8 gigs of RAM is not that much in 2018. It's okay, it's completely okay, but with time 8 gigs won't be enough anymore, of course. So first of all, you can see the devices, they look pretty much identical to each other. So if you turn off the display, you won't even notice that this one here is a Pro 6 and this one is a Pro 5. They are 100% the same in terms of casing. Even the Pro 4 has got the same casing as the Pro 6. So the Pro 4, the Pro 5 or the 5th generation and the Pro 6, all of them have got the same casing. So the only difference which we have is that the Pro 4 it basically cannot open the kickstand up to 15 degrees. So you can see the kickstand can be opened up to 15 degrees on the Pro 6 and the Pro 5, but it's not possible on the Pro 4. You can open the kickstand of the Pro 4 up to 35 degrees, as I know. I'm not pretty sure, but it should be 35. Yeah. So now we have talked about the differences which we have between these two devices. So if you want to have a great looking device, you can also buy this one here. So there's absolutely no difference, of course. I mean, this one here costs about, I don't know, 500 bucks maybe. And the Pro 6 with an i7 processor with 1 terabyte of SSD and so on, which costs about 3,000 bucks, looks the same as this one here. So if you want to have a good looking device, you can also get this one here. And you can also buy a good looking type cover, of course. There are tons of different type covers. This one here is the one with Alcantara in silver. This one here is the regular type cover in black. Yeah, you can even use the Pro 3 type cover with your Pro 6 if you want to have a bad looking notebook. But yeah. So feature-wise, both of them have got the same features. So they are running on full Windows. This one here is running on the latest version of Windows, and this one here is running on 1809, I think. I'm not pretty sure. But of course, you can also update this one here to the latest version of Windows without any problems. So here you can see it runs on Windows 1809. Yeah, so we can update both of them to the latest version without any problems. And yeah. Another great feature of the Surface products are that you can use the pen of Microsoft. So I've got the latest Microsoft pen here, which is called version 4 or something like that. So this is a really, really good device, or a really good pen. I personally think that it's even better than the one which we have on the latest iPad, just because it looks like a real pen. I mean, you know, it has got a clicky button at the bottom here, and it has got another button here, not like the iPad, which is used, which is controlled with gestures or tapping. I don't know. So this one here has got real clicky buttons, which is really nice and easy to use. And you can even change the tip of your pen, which is really nice. So you can use different tips for different writing feelings or different feelings while you are drawing. So here I've opened OneNote, and you can also set the background of OneNote to a dark color with the latest Windows update, which is really amazing. And the feeling is really nice to type on these devices. So I am using the tip with the soft black. No, it's not black. The soft gray tip here, as you can see. Okay, I'm not able to focus, unfortunately, but I'm using the regular tip here. You can buy some other tips for 15 bucks or so, so it's really nice. And the nice thing is that this pen works on this one here as good as it does on this one. So there's absolutely no difference. Even if you buy the most expensive Surface Pro with i7 processor, 1 terabyte of SSD and so on, you won't have a better writing experience. So the writing experience of the most expensive Surface Pro is the same as on the Surface Pro with the M3 processor. So if you are a student and if you want to have a normal, or if you want to have a really good writing experience, you can also stick with this one here. So there's absolutely nothing, I mean, everything works as fine as it does on all other models. Yeah. But of course, this one here hasn't got the computing performance as this one here has, or the most expensive Surface Pro has. And the biggest problem of this one here is that it only has 4 gigs of RAM. So this, you know, is really, really less in 2019. So you will, I mean, this device will struggle a lot if you open a lot of Chrome tabs. And in general, this one here is also the slower device. So let's open Chrome at the same time now. As you can see, this one here opened Chrome a little bit slower than this one here. So there was not a big difference, but this one was the slower one. Let's go to YouTube now and let's open the same video. So let me turn off the volume on both devices. Okay, so you can see the yellowish white on the right side here again, and the you know, the performance here on the web browser is not the best. As you can see, it's not really smooth, while this one here, you know, this one works really great. As you can see, zooming works great, but you can see that sometimes it has to reload some text and so on. But in overall on this one here, it's a little bit more smoother than this one here. Yeah, so if you are a normal user, or if you want to use your Surface Pro as a normal laptop, I would not recommend to buy this one here, just because it hasn't got the real performance of a normal laptop with a i5 processor or something like that. And you also need to keep in mind that these devices are passive cooled, so they cannot get a really, really good performance like a laptop. I mean, a laptop has got, I mean, the most laptops are active cooled. They make noises, but they are cooling the chipset, which is a great thing. So computing performance is much better if the processor is not overheating. So the M3 processor is already not the fastest one, and it's passive cooled. So I would not use this one here as a laptop, to be honest. This one here though is, you know, it has got an i5 processor with 8 gigs of RAM. So you won't get, or this one here won't struggle as much as this one here will do if you open a lot of Chrome tabs. So this one here, I mean, I have done my CAD project together with this tablet, and it worked really great. I'm not pretty sure if it will be possible on this one here as well, but the computing performance of this one here is like a normal laptop. So you can compare this one here to a normal laptop, while this one here is more like a Windows tablet. Okay, of course you can get your type cover and use this as a laptop, but it won't have the performance of a laptop. Yeah, so this should be everything. If you want to use your Surface Pro device as a normal laptop, or if you don't want to buy a laptop, you can buy this one here. And I mean, if you already have a laptop which has got a good performance, you can also stick with this one here just to use its Surface features. Yeah, so this should be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, peace out.